A few things to note before we begin. Nothing is going to happen to you. You will not float away. You will not have any mystical or magical experiences. You will not stop thinking. Your thoughts won't stop flowing. We are just going to sit and breathe. You can keep your eyes open or closed. You can breathe through your nose or your mouth. It's really whatever is most comfortable to you, and I will guide us as we begin. We'll start by taking 3 deep breaths, very slowly. Eventually, settle into a natural rhythm of the breath, gently guiding attention and focus to the stomach or chest. Breathing in, feel them rise. Breathing out, feel them fall. Simply continue this practice, expecting nothing but to sit and breathe.
Delta Beta Tau is a co-ed Buddhist service organization on campus that focuses on spreading mindfulness, generosity, and loving kindness on campus in our community through meditation and community service events.
DBT is open to students of all different races, religions, backgrounds, whatever affiliations. You know, it's not about being a Buddhist, it's about learning the teachings and incorporating the Dharma into our day-to-day lives.
I love that Delta Beta Tau makes everything that they can as accessible as possible, and really, like, we very much take the time to meet people where they're at.
I discovered DBT through our past president, Cassidy, because we used to work together.
I didn't know that.
And I think she was handing out flyers or something, maybe, I'm not sure, I don't remember. And I was like, whoa, I didn't know anything like this existed.
I think DBT is one of the coolest or like most important experiences that I've had at college. It feels like it helps with a totally different like aspect of life than basically everything else that I learned here.
So I was president when we received the grant, which was really exciting to see because I'd been pretty active in DBT for all 4 years of college. And it was just really like powerful to see other people, other organizations recognizing DBT as kind of a revolutionary organization that is making Buddhist practice and philosophy accessible to college students in the West in a way that it really never has been before.
I think my expectations for the college experience were a lot different than what I've experienced here. I wasn't really sure about coming to San Diego State at first because it has a reputation of being a really big party school and it's really go, 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 and I'm not really that kind of person. So finding DBT was really cool for me because I was able to wind down and have like a space to just sit and be with other college students, which I didn't really have before.
And yeah, I pledged with a bunch of my best friends, which was perfect. So we all started going to Wednesday meditations, and it was just this big group of people, and it was kind of the first thing I got into in college.
Probably didn't even know what Buddhism was before that. And going to the meditations literally changed my life.
One of the things that I love the most about Delta Beta Tau is our commitment to community service.
The way community service is emphasized so much in DBT has helped us to get our foot in the door of being active members of our community.
I definitely think that our community service events have the heart of what generosity means in Buddhism.
And so a way that we show generosity in our community is through food redistributions.
I think one of the really impactful events that DBT puts on are the food redistributions, because it's so, like, there are a lot of things that you can do that make a difference that aren't very tangible, or that you don't get to see the immediate impact of, but the food redistributions, you can literally see the way that DBT is going out into the world and like helping people, like providing food for people that might not be able to get it themselves.
It's been a lot easier to do it this year because we've actually had the supplies and space to be able to like put the sandwiches together.
We do about 5 or 6 a semester. We usually meet at one of the exec board members' homes and we make sandwiches and little goodie bags. People bring, chips, pretzels, crackers, whatever. We make little goodie bags.
And then once we're all done packaging, we all drive down to sometimes downtown. We've been to Balboa Park.
And we even give some of it to their dogs just because they get really excited when they see us. And it's really nice to be able to like provide them such a basic necessity that you'd think a lot of people would have access to, but it's not.
I also think the campus cleanups and the beach cleanups that we've done have been super impactful. We did a beach cleanup where everybody on the beach was coming up and being like, thank you so much, like the beach has been so dirty, like this really makes it a lot better for everybody else on the beach. And I don't know, that made me feel really good.
And then we have Mental Health Awareness Week.
So Mental Health Awareness Week is put on by DBT. It's a week of us being on campus and really letting the student body know who we are. And we do this by doing a few different activities. My personal favorite is handing notes of kindness to strangers. I think it's just really awesome because you can see the difference that it makes in their face.
It's super important for us to do a Mental Health Awareness Week because our lives are like go, 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 whether it's on our phones and social media or even our classes. Like our lectures are you're just typing the entire time. You don't even take a second to breathe in the assignments. And so it's super important that college kids have that opportunity to sit with themselves and take a moment to just evaluate what's going on in their lives, to really feel what's going on instead of just letting life pass them by.
Finally, one of the other events that we were able to do this year was the cat toy making for the local Humane Society. That was really fun. We all sat out by the turtle ponds and just filled little socks with jingly things and cotton balls and catnip.
My favorite practice I've learned that I use a lot in my life is learning about equanimity and balancing my emotions and everything, because I feel like before I had DBT and before I learned about this in one of the discussions, I was always feeling the highs really high and the lows really low. Understanding how those things work and how to sit in it but not soak up the emotion was really helpful for me.
I think that something I learned is that anything can be meditation and anything can be done mindfully or with intention, and it doesn't have to just be something as specific as sitting and breathing. You can focus on your breath and do your grounding through everyday life.
I think something that being in DBT has taught me is patience. As college students, me personally, my life is very fast-paced and have a lot of kind of moving parts and everything's happening all at once. I have found that DBT has helped me kind of slow down and look at things from a different perspective.
Or before joining DBT, I was never really a patient person, or I never went out of my way to see patience as this really big, impactful thing in my life. But now that I'm a part of DBT, it seeps in ways that I just don't really intentionally mean for it to come in. It's just because I'm around so many people that do these things and practice in a certain way or talk to me about certain things that it's I just want to adopt what they're doing. And
what I've learned from DBT that I wouldn't have learned elsewhere would definitely be the concept of impermanence.
It's very ironic because I have it tattooed. Impermanence is the thing that honestly, like, literally changed, like, I can't even express how much it means to me.
I really struggled with the fact that things are going to change and I can't stop that.
Living in each moment and understanding that the pain of each moment is going to pass, or even the happiness of each moment is going to pass. Like, just understanding the fleetingness of everything.
I learned to just see people as human beings and nothing more than that until I get to know them. And I feel like that also helped me socially, and I appreciate learning that we're all temporary, we're all just little silly human beings, and we're just working on ourselves and everyone else at the same time. So.
When my master and I were walking in the rain, he would say, "Do not walk so fast, the rain is everywhere." I think that was the most influential part of DBT that I took out of our Wednesday meditations and our discussions. I think it really, really applies to college students because this is such a stressful time in our lives where our schedules are so packed full of things that we need to do, and there's so much uncertainty about the future. It's really easy to get caught up in how stressful things are. And so I think that I don't know, being able to recognize that yes, this is a stressful time, and yes, there's a lot to do, but life is always going to be stressful. That doesn't take away from the other many, many good things in life.
This year has been so rewarding and so amazing. I got to participate and oversee many retreats such as Hidden Valley, the Zen Center, Metaphorist Monastery, the Day of Silence at the Dharma Bum Temple.
I really like the retreats. It's a lot of meditating. You follow around monks or the people at the temples or the monasteries, and you go through their daily life.
My favorite retreat was the Hidden Valley retreat. Not for any particular reason, it was just a good atmosphere. We sat and meditated and did a walking meditation, and then a working meditation, and then another sitting meditation, and then we had tea.
I really liked the nun there. I thought she explained things really well. She taught us how to sit on the zafus, and she taught us how to breathe, which might sound weird, but it was where you breathe all your air out and you push out as much air as you can push out, and then you automatically inhale. So the only conscious breathing you're doing is your exhale. It really helps me focus on my breathing, and my thoughts don't wander as much as they used to when I do that.
So from my experience, the differences between going to retreats as an active and going to retreats as a pledge is there's a lot of unfamiliarity and kind of discomfort when I'm first stepping into a meditation hall or a new retreat, because I don't know the space, I don't know the people, I don't know the flow, and I kind of have to work more on taking everything in. As when I go to retreats now as an active, I'm already comfortable in this space and I'm comfortable with my peers to the point that I'm more comfortable being vulnerable in those spaces.
I was very active my pledge semester, which was 2 years ago. And then I was a pledge ed this semester. So while being a pledge ed this semester, I got to live through my favorite part of DBT, the pledge experience.
Being a pledge ed this semester was one of the best experiences ever. I feel so connected to both the actives and the pledges.
It was really cool to see people grow into it, see who they were at the beginning of the semester, and see how they changed the way they spoke at discussions or the way they acted with other people around them.
We have bigger houses but smaller families, more conveniences but less time. We have more degrees but less sense, more knowledge but less judgment, more experts but more problems, more medicines but less healthiness. We've been all the way to the moon and back, but have trouble crossing the street to meet the new neighbor. We built more computers to hold more information, to produce more copies than ever, but have less communication. We've become long on quantity, but short on quality. These are times of fast foods, but slow digestion, tall man, but short character, steep profits, but shallow relationships. It's a time when there is much in the window, but nothing in the room.
I used to go to Wednesday meditations and talk a lot, and it was my space to just kind of think out. But now I go and I mostly listen, and I just watch other people have those revelations, and it's such a powerful teacher for me. The space holds so much wisdom and so much collective upbringing and collective betterment.
One of the biggest events that I think DBT puts on that isn't really looked at as much as an event is our Wednesday meditations. In terms of how much we affect campus or like our community especially, I think that is the most impactful thing that we do. The fact that we are comfortable renting out those spaces, like using the Hillel Center as a space for us every Wednesday night is so important, because those Wednesday meditations, like DBT would not be so connected with SJSU's community if we didn't have a physical space to have everybody join and meet every week.
Well, I feel like the weekly meditations are really good for mindfulness and just kind of a break from all of the work and stress that life brings, I guess.
Know that throughout your practice, you may hear sounds inside the room. You may hear sounds outside the room. These are not distractions, not disruptions. These are just things that happen around us as we sit and breathe. Notice the mind as it wanders. Recognize it. Gently turn your attention and your focus back to the breath.
We don't always have the opportunities to have Dharma talks and have those deep and heartfelt conversations on our day-to-day lives and with a lot of people our age. So I think it's important to take what we learn in our Wednesday meditations and bring it outwards to other communities in our life, such as other clubs or even with our families. It can make a huge difference.
I think coming to college, the last thing I expected to find was Buddhism.
I just think that, personally, DBT has like really opened my life back up to mindfulness practices that I kind of shut out when I got to college.
I think obviously I've heard of meditation, but I never took the chance to actually try. And I think the biggest thing for me was like learning to breathe and taking the time to listen to my breath.
I do think I had a really hard first semester in terms of finding my people and finding my group. And I think that actually the Buddhist aspect of DBT, while it's still very important and I've found a lot in it, the space that it holds has kind of been more important to me.
DBT has really given me the opportunity to learn how to handle conflict in a much quieter way.
One of my most favorite aspects of DBT has been not only the physical community and environment of getting to practice meditation, but just the mindset that it's left me with.
I've found that the people I've met through DBT, when we hang out, we do a lot more community-oriented things, like we'll go to the community garden on campus and like plant some stuff and grow some foods and everything.
DBT to me is having a community of like-minded people who care about being better versions of themselves and care about supporting each other.
DBT has helped me find a community and call San Diego a home.
DBT came at a really good time for me where I really needed to find community and find people that I could have good conversations with and discussions with, especially regarding like personal development and things like this.
I've met some really great people and I feel like I've learned a lot about like myself.
Yeah, I've met some really amazing people and have made the most deep connection. I really enjoy hearing other perspectives of people's everyday lives and making it feel like the world is a little less of a scary place.
Honestly, I've been through a lot of stuff and
I came all the way here from Florida. Through all of that, I've handled things with grace, and I honestly think that like if I didn't have this community and people who are just kind and open and welcoming and honest, like I wouldn't be here. So
I really appreciated the opportunity to visit different temples and see a lot of what Buddhism has to offer, and mindfulness and meditative practice in general. It's just been a really big learning experience.
Instead of like a specific subject, it's kind of just like dealing with life and like what happens and being able to live like as a happy person, which I don't think I get from basically anything else.
And it's really so inspirational that we have such a big turnout. Like we have so many freshmen and people coming into college, 18-year-olds that want to show up and meditate and be better people. That's so cool. It's hard to find. Well, you would think it is, but it's not because we got it, so.
I feel like DBT has really helped me to step into the healer side of myself. I'm studying sustainability, and I hope that I can just be a vessel for light and love and healing for other people, for myself, and for the earth.
It's just one of those things that, like, we talked about a sense of community in one of our most recent meditations, and in the meditation in the discussion, I was thinking about my experience at SDSU without DBT, and it was like unfathomable. Like I just could not even picture where it would be or like who my friends would be, because like my roommates are from DBT, my friends are from DBT, like I go to DBT events all the time, like I have set aside part of my life for this space. So like thinking about where I would be without that is just like,
I probably would have transferred if it wasn't for DBT.
That's the only thing. DBT is one of the only reasons I have not transferred yet. Yeah. And I talk about that all the time.
Yeah. No, me too.
Know what it is like to just sit and breathe, knowing that with each breath, there is nothing else to do. There is nowhere else to go. There is no one else to be. Everything beautiful, exactly as it is. Just sitting and breathing.